Every day, abused and neglected children in our community are removed from their homes because their parents cannot or will not take care of them. Guardian Ad Litem volunteers advocate for the best interest of these children. Coming up on Polk Place, we will talk about the programs and how you can make a difference in a child's life. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and joining us in studio is Kathy Ammon. She is a recruitment coordinator for the Guardian Ad Litem program. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Wonderful to be here.
Yeah, first time on here. You a little bit nervous?
I'm excited.
Well, for those that might not know, we heard a little bit about Guardian Ad Litem in the opening, but can you go into more in depth as to what the program is?
Absolutely. It started in 1980, so we've been around over 40 years. What we do is recruit volunteers to work alongside of our team, which is a child advocate manager and an attorney, and we advocate for children who've been removed for their families. Right now we're doing in-home or online training and in-person training in our office. We just started this month.
Where is that office?
It's here in Bartow on 205 East Main Street.
Now, when you say advocate for the children, talk to me a little bit about the process of what a Guardian Ad Litem would do once they've gone through the course. Talk to me about some of the things that the interactions, who they talk with, and how they document everything.
Our volunteers are trained, and we're required to see the children at least once a month. And you coordinate a visit with the child's caregiver. They're either going to be with a relative, a non-relative, like a friend of the family, in a foster care traditional home or a foster care group home. And this can be on evenings or weekends, whenever the two can coordinate time together. We like them to interact with the children. These are people who love children. So reading to them, playing games with them, establishing a bond. We also collect information so we can make recommendations before the dependency court. So we contact school teachers, the daycare workers, anyone involved, talk to family members. We like to observe visits with the parents and children. A lot of times, if it's a larger family, the children won't be placed together. So we want to make sure that sibling visits are happening to keep that bond in place.
One of the questions that is, when people ask me about it, they ask how many different cases can they be assigned per month? What's the workload like for it, and what's the amount of hours that are spent per case?
Good question. Every volunteer, we like to have at least one case. It's up to them and their schedule. We have people working full-time jobs, then we have retirees who can take on more, but it's at their request to take on another case. Best case scenario, everyone would have a couple cases. We're getting new cases in every day, and our goal is to have 100% of our children with volunteers.
In raw numbers, as of last month, I think you guys were over 1,700
Yes.
children. Talk to me a
Yes.
little bit about the demands that you guys are trying to meet, and in making sure that these children's lives are not interrupted, and they can have a little bit of a future and can be a productive member of society with your help.
Yes. Well, our children that have volunteers on their side, they're more likely to do better in school, have consistent placements, and have permanency much quicker. Our goal is 1 year, but a lot of times every case is different. we're dealing with people, and a lot of times broken people. So we want to get them the services that they need. If they need tutoring in school, therapy, anything to help our kids, we're there to help. And we make sure we follow through when they have their services and make sure that they are getting the help that they need. So for a volunteer, it's about 6 to 10 hours a month per case, and it just varies. But once you get up to speed on what is going on in the case, talk to the parents, and we work with case management as well, things kind of level out and the work isn't as demanding.
How is the program received from the judges? What are their thoughts on the program?
Our judges and the court system in general has a lot of respect for our agency. We work closely. We have attorneys on every case as well. So we work very closely with the courts, and our volunteers are highly respected.
Talk about success stories. Anything come to mind to you as a recruiter? Is there anything, without mentioning names,
Yes.
talk to me about a success story.
Well, I started as a volunteer. I was also a child advocate manager for 3.5 years, and then started recruiting. So one of the stories that I will never forget, it was a couple. They were homeless, had a young infant that was in foster care, and the first time I met him in court, I was just starting out. They didn't smell pretty, they didn't look pretty, and Dad was pretty angry. And I went back and I talked to one of our attorneys, and I said, wow, what is going to happen with this case, But he said, if I was a parent, I'd be pretty upset if my kids were taken away as well. So he said, just stick with the case, see how the parents do. And I went, that kind of gave me an assurance, that there is hope. And as the case went forward, the parents did their services. They showed up to every court date. They showed up to every visit. They didn't have transportation, but they made things happen. They knew the bus system, frontwards and backwards. Even when they did get a place, which took quite a while, Mom rode a bike for 13 miles to get to a bus stop, and then either came to court, did her drug screens, or did her visits. So I was very impressed on their perseverance.
Got about 30 seconds left. Let's talk a little bit about what it takes. Talk about how much time it will take for someone to become a guardian ad litem, and some of the things that they're going to have to do training-wise.
If they choose the online training avenue, it's about 18 hours of getting certificates and learning what we do. Or we have a class, it's 1 day a month from 9 to 4, and you'll have to do 5 classes online, and then they'll be done basically in 1 day. Everyone is background checked at no expense to them, and then they'll be ready to get engaged working with one of our child advocate managers and getting a child.
Kathy, I want to thank you for coming in today, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
The Guardian Ad Litem program is a state-run, volunteer-based program established in 1980. They recruit and train volunteers to work alongside the team, which consists of an attorney, a child advocate manager, and a mentor to advocate for the best interest of the children removed from their parents due to abuse or neglect. There are over 1,700 dependent children involved in cases in Circuit 10, which is Polk, Highlands, and Hardy counties. New volunteers are always needed. The time required is approximately 7 to 10 hours per month. Now, if you need more information, you can give them a call, 863-534-4605, or to get started, go to becomeaguardian.com.